A woman is an adult female, says Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has waded into the culture wars by identifying a woman as an adult female during an interview with Sky News' Piers Morgan. The Prime Minister, who was in London to attend the coronation of King Charles III, was asked by Morgan his thoughts on what a woman was, a controversial topic for some world leaders, who have struggled to answer the question. Albanese was quick to answer, an adult female. He also said that he respected people for whoever they are and was concerned about young people coming to terms with their identity should also be respected. The direct answer from Albanese comes after New Zealand Prime Minister Chris Hipkins tripped up in trying to answer the question during a press conference. Hipkins said he was surprised by the question, reported Sky News. To be honest, that question has come slightly out of left field for me, Hipkins said. Well, biology, sex, gender. He then paused before stating that people can define their own gender identity, people define themselves, people define their own genders. PM says transgenders in sports should be up to governing bodies. Albanese also discussed his thoughts on biological men competing in women's sports. The Prime Minister said he believed it was up to sporting authorities to deal with the issue. What shouldn't be done is to try to politicize an issue that should be made on its merits, based upon the proper assessment of whether it's fair or not. But done in a way as well that doesn't seek to essentially target a very vulnerable group, he said. My view is that sporting organizations should deal with that issue. In Australia, the sporting codes are able to deal with that. And they have. And they have, effectively. The issue of transgenders joining sporting organizations is ongoing and follows the recent decisions to ban biological men from competing in swimming and athletics, the World Athletics Council said in March that it would ban biological males from competing in elite female competitions and tighten testosterone restrictions for other athletes to maintain the integrity of the female category in athletics. Decisions are always difficult when they involve conflicting needs and rights between different groups, but we continue to take the view that we must maintain fairness for female athletes above all other considerations, World Athletics President Sebastian Coe said in a statement. Coe said the decision would be reviewed in the future as the science around physical performance and male advantage develops. As more evidence becomes available, we will review our position, but we believe the integrity of the female category in athletics is paramount. He said. Meanwhile, the International Swimming Federation, FINA, in 2022 banned biological male swimmers to compete in women's events if they have experienced male puberty. They would also have to continuously maintain their testosterone levels in serum or plasma below 2.5 mol/L. About 72% of FINA members voted in favor of the directive to restrict the participation of transgender athletes in elite women's competitions and create an open category for them. The organization heard from several doctors and scientists who argued that puberty gives a clear physical advantage to males over females. By 14 years or older, the difference between boys and girls is substantial. That's due to the advantages experienced due to the physiological adaptations in testosterone and the possession of the Y chromosome, physiologist Dr. Sandra Hunter said. Some of these physical advantages are structural in origin, such as height, limb length, heart size, lung size, and they will be retained, even with the suppression or reduction of testosterone that occurs in the transition from male to female. FINA President Hussein El-Musalem said that the governing body has to protect competitive fairness at our events, especially the women's category at FINA competitions. Transgender blocked from Australian Women's League. Most recently, in Australia, Basketball Australia has banned a trans athlete from competing with Basketball Australia, concluding that a transgender woman athlete could not compete in the second-tier competition. Basketball Australia maintained that it would assess transgender applications on a case-by-case basis and consider a balancing range of factors. Former NBA player Andrew Bogut said it was the right decision. It is beyond alarming we live in a time where an expert panel is needed to make these decisions, he wrote on Twitter. Don't let the activists try and overcomplicate what is simple. Women's sports are for women. Bogut had earlier accused administrators of a lack of transparency around Rogers' participation. Members of that club don't know. Other teams in that league don't know. Bogut said on Instagram. "I'm not afraid to speak about it. I think it needs to be discussed. This athlete in question has already played the game. From what I understand, a friendly game against a team that had no idea it was going forward. They asked some questions, apparently before the game, and the game still went ahead, kind of like, too bad, deal with it."